Alright, so new units are coming out tomorrow for GP, and lots of people have been asking me if they should summon for it, and usually, I would not do this, I would usually just wait for them to come out and then do a showcase, but because one of these units is like really interesting, I wanted to see what people thought of it. Because just by looking at what she does, she seems like she might just be a must-have, but we'll see. I will of course showcase them. Easton, which is the more interesting one, I might go for Super Awakening for her, which requires to get 4 copies of. Maybe that would be good for just knowing and just having to showcase. I would try to do that, but we'll see. So if you don't know, I tweeted this, which by the way, if I followed you on Twitter, thank you. Taking a look at what they do, how would you rank them, how would you rate them, and of course I'm gonna read some of the replies. Taking a look at what they do if you don't know. Valenti seems like the more iffy one. Applies in fact for 2 turns on enemies that use buff skills, excluding ultimate move skills. Applies when entering battle. Now, when in fact, is the same ability that Dean O'Malley has on his single target. This one right here. Yeah, in fact, which restricts being healed pretty much. So yeah, like that's not good. That's very bad. That's just trash. And what I mean by that is, not only this can be cleansed, right? But it says excluding ultimate move skills. So let's say the enemy has Elizabeth. Her ultimate applies a buff, so wow, they wouldn't be able to heal from her ultimate. No, because it excludes ultimate skills. So it's kind of actual garbage, this passive. Unless maybe I'll be wrong, but inflicts detonate equals 250 to all enemies, that's okay. Inflicts damage to 450 to one enemy, prevents ultimate gauge from filling up for 2 turns. Here's the issue of this. King can heal. And then this one's good. Her ultimate is actually really good for the meta that we have right now with all the buffs that are going around. But actually, just reminded me of this. Elizabeth's shield counters extra damage on card passive, so does that cancel ult's card passive? I don't know. But if it does, it completely cancels this. But still. Because she does double damage on enemies with buffs, right? But okay, so Easton is the interesting one. Easton, her passive, increases all allies' penetration, crit chance, and crit damage by 5% per debuff on enemy, applies up to 8 times. So it can be applied to maximum to 40%. Now here's the thing, you can think, oh, but how are you going to be applying so many debuffs? Her card is actually kind of insane. Disables recovery skills and prevents ultimate move gauge of all enemies. It wasn't right here, but it is AoE. Of all enemies from filling up for 3 turns. She seals them from healing and disables their ultimate gauge from filling up for 3 turns. That's level 3. I'm assuming the level 1 will be 1 turn, level 2 will be 2 turns and decrease attack, right? By 10% or something. And level 3 will be this, and decrease attack by 20%. They can't take this off because they can't heal, they can't cleanse. This is super strong against the current meta team, because it's Lostvayne, Mally, King, and Elizabeth. If you disable them from getting ult, that's it. And you disable them from taking off that restriction from ultimate gauge, you're really good. But here's the thing. You will need to go first for this to work, because the way the team works, Lostvayne, Mally can get his ultimate turn 1, King can get his ultimate turn 1, anyone can get their ultimate turn 1 on that team, right? So you will need to go first for this to actually work. King and CP food, whatever you need. And her ultimate is actually really good because it inflicts spike, so she does have double crit damage, and if I'm not mistaken, Easton's crit stuff is really good. I mean, especially because if you apply her passive, right, she's gonna be getting extra 40% chance to crit and crit damage. So Easton's stats, right? Let me look at this. A base. Yeah, 25% chance to crit. But with Star System, maybe even Super Awakening, and then also plus the 40% for her passive, she's gonna be critting a lot. So this unit seems super interesting. I will definitely be summoning a lot for her. Like, legitimately, she seems super interesting. Now, I want to see what people thought of it. I'm curious to see how Easton does in Pen team. Seems like she would have a good time with Homeboy Melly and baby girl Lilia. That could be a thing, huh? Because she is buffing Pen? Oh, that could be really good. That's true. Oh yeah, I didn't even she has weak point as well on her first card, which is one of the strongest cards in the game. It says, oh, so I saw the comment saying, oh, it's only 300%. Do you know what weak point does? It triples damage. It's 900% on level 3, okay? But, yeah, she could be really good for Pen, huh? Both for talk shit. I don't know about that. But this is pretty clean. Easton's on their league, though, yeah. 0 for being a lolly, and Easton as well. Easton. Valencia looks trash, but Easton looks interesting, yeah. Yeah, that's what it says. 250 on gold, except it's weak points. Not even 250, it's 300, my guy. I think he saw the other cards, 250. One seeing Easton's damn good because she has a weak point card and a debuff. That debuff just seems so insane, man. I mean, we don't know level 1. Here's the thing, right? When Droll was announced, we thought that he was gonna be super insane. Because his passive is that every time an enemy gets the ultimate gauge to 5, disables ultimate move for 2 turns. Now, because it was a passive, he was like, oh, maybe this would be like Dreyfus, Fraudgen. So Fraudgen's passive is that if he has higher CC than someone, they can't get ultimate gauge for 2 turns. This is not a debuff. This is a white thingy, I don't know the name, or gray, whatever. This cannot be cleansed at all. So it's a permanent thing. They cannot do anything about it. And because it was also a passive, we thought maybe this would be the same thing. You can't do anything about it. You just can't use an ulti. But how it is a debuff. So you just cleanse it with King because he's already on that team. You know, you already cleanse it with King, and yeah, his passive is pretty much useless against that team. But I'm kind of scared that Easton will be the same thing. We're hyping her up, she'll be super good, and she won't be. But I'm almost, like, there's no way. If the level 1 for this, you know, it's already, like, disables recovery skill and prevents ultimate gauge for 1 turn, that's already good. Now, if you have Gopher in your team, I talked with Igna about this. Gopher might come back to being meta. If you have Gopher in the team, and maybe you rank her up to level 2 or 3, and you disable the whole enemy from just being able to do a lot of what they want to do for like 2-3 turns, she can be really good. That could be a really good way of taking off that team from the radar, right? Probably a college Lost Fame melee, but I think they would get bodies and Elizabeth's OP. Yeah, it's rough. So, like I said, you're gonna want to go first, because the way it is, right, you are going to be able to get your ultimate turn 1. It's just how it is. Unless maybe you want to use Gopher and King, or Gopher and Elizabeth, so you can petrify their King, or petrify their ultimate, you know. Let's say they got their ultimate with Lost Vein turn 1. Maybe you petrify their Lost Vein, and then seal the healing from the King, so they can't unpetrify him, but that should be rough. You're probably going to go first, is what I mean with that scene. Apparently, since AoE, so there's gonna be SS tier at least, could be God tier depending on how she performs. It definitely could. It definitely could. Her stats, let me take a look. Let me take a look at her stats. 3.9. That's pretty good actually. Let me compare this to Fraudgen. 3.4. It's not a fair comparison. Let me compare just to Escanor. Escanor is 4.3. So she has just a little less stats than Escanor overall. That's pretty good. That's pretty good CP. So I just liked her costumes. If you haven't seen the costumes, isn't the picture? No. In the other video I did, read the patch notes, so you can see the costumes. Valencia 5 is to 9. Pretty much seems like it. I need to see version. Yeah, there was another translation, which was, you know, one that I don't really trust, but I do trust Uwuki, which is Renkar's database. She actually knows Japanese, so I do trust her translation. Valencia good isn't amazing. I don't know about good. Like, here's the thing. The way the game is set up right now, units can't be just good. They need to be really good. It should be actually viable, which is really unfortunate. So I don't know, but you know, I don't like this Valencia. Like her passive is just so garbage. So garbage. In fact, it's so bad. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Their debuff card seems very good. I like Easton's passive as well. It will be very useful since she provides but debuffs. You think they'll be good to run alongside each other? both of them together? I don't see the point. Like let's say you want to use her passive. What's the point if you're already sealing their cards, you know? Maybe if you want to seal them from healing with lifesteal. I don't really see the point of using both together. If Yuna gets AoE in fact and sealing recovery seals, then that's Elizabeth kind of seems. No. But as you can see, like her ultimate, it doesn't. Elizabeth's ultimate still heals. It doesn't matter. And this doesn't stop Elizabeth from ulting either. It's just an ultimate, doesn't count as a healing card. So Elizabeth's ult is gonna be a-okay when it comes to that, right? Imagine Red Lily being shown. Oh, I really want Red Lily. Really want it. Easton 8 out of 10, Valencia 5 out of 10. Seems pretty good in my opinion. Valencia seems pretty lame. I don't follow meta in GP. Yeah, honestly, you're pretty right with that. I see something pretty good with someone like Bloody Amelie, yeah, or Green Bond that can mass extort and being able to disable recovery skills as well as ultimate gauge, very useful. Valencia seems okay, but only for stuff like Final Boss. Yeah, the Final Boss Bond, you know, she's a recommended unit, so she will probably be very good for it. But you know, that we'll see. Horny out of 10. Easton second skill is AoE, which she is. She'll be kind of OP, her passive is OP, 7 out of 10. And Valencia seems trash, minus 10 out of 10, yes, pretty much. Easton piercing will be bonkers, weak point for damage and plus 30% attack substats with corrosion and her debuff card, yeah. I don't know, I will be definitely trying to go for super weak and 4 on Easton. I'm thinking of maybe Warg here as well, but we'll see. Easton looks like a really good counter for Ultra Rush, but it looks like a unit that is made for Final Boss. Yep, pretty much. Medic rolls turn 1, it gets 50% extra. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I actually, like, with Lilia's being boosted as well. No, I don't think. I think Lilia's boost is only beginning of the battle, if I'm not mistaken. I could be incorrect, but I think even if you boost Lilia's Pierce, she won't be giving any more Pierce. I believe it's only beginning of the battle, but it could be incorrect. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Nancy beats here, Easton ask gods here, depending on how good the debuff card is. Yep. Same. The camera grading depending on the team build, Easton can be. Yeah. Pretty much everyone agrees that, except that first guy, right? Pretty much everyone agrees that Easton could be very insane. If Easton's AoE, then she's gonna be meta for a very long time. Yeah, like, Ultra Rush has been super meta for such a long time that, you know, if she is like the counter for Ultra Rush, she could just completely shake the game. The fact that she's an original character kind of messes that up, because she will only be able to be pulled from original character banners, so not, you know, anyone's gonna have her, you know, not like, let's say, Ultra Rush is really popular because there's a lot of characters that are super easy to get. King, I'm not talking about Lost Vein, right? I'm just talking about the usual Ultra Rush, right? King, Gopher, Merlin, you know, these are characters that are super easy to get. So Ultra Rush became super popular because of that. But, you know, if Easton is a character that's not so easy to get because she only appears sometimes, that could be something that doesn't shake the meta as much because of that. Because if less people are gonna have her, less people are gonna be able to use her, and less people are gonna be countering Ultra Rush, if you know what I mean, right? But if Ultra Rush still remains as a meta team, and you have Easton and she really counters it, it will be the same thing that Valencia was for Blue Demon Mally when she initially came out, right? Valencia completely cucked Blue Demon Mally when she came out. And I think it could be something like that. Until they release a God tier Red unit that shreds her and nullifies debuffs or something. I mean, we already have that, we're at Escanor, so maybe there will be a comeback of Mono Red? We'll see. Valencia Cheeks blazing kind of interesting. Get serious drill vibes from both, good on paper. Yeah, it's what I said in the beginning of the video, right? Hopefully it's not that bullshit, but Easton can be cool. I'll say Easton 9 out of 10, Valencia 5 out of 10. Easton 8 out of 10, Valencia 7 out of 10. Alright. I just want the costume. I mean, seems like, yeah, I like the Zolfar Spitty. Valencia Brr, Easton Brr! You know, It seems like I think this wraps up, you know, what everyone's thinking as well. She could be really good. I will be tomorrow. I'll be waking up early and summoning for the banner as soon as possible, getting Easton and showcasing her. So be aware of that. And we'll see. We'll see how good she is. In any case, if she's not good, I'll be very upset. Thank you guys for watching, and let's hope she's good, because I really want Lost Faith to be out of the meta again. Because it's just annoying, man, especially with Elizabeth. I just annoying, so hopefully that'll be the case. That's it.